We're in the summer months now, and I just want to warn everyone to be careful in this heat. You don't want to hydrate. You want to get adequate amounts of fluid in the body. You want to be careful about leaving a crack in the window of your automobiles. Don't leave any animals, of course, or children in the car. This intense heat that we're having right now is very, very dangerous for individuals in vehicles, and the temperature can rise as much as 175 degrees in a hot car. So be careful keep that in mind. Dress light-colored clothes. If you're going to exercise, exercise early in the morning, maybe exercise late in the afternoon as well. Don't get out in the sun if you can avoid it between the hours of, say, 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the hottest part of the day. Try to stay out the sun at that period of time, and always use sunscreen. Be careful. Just use common sense when you're exercising in the outdoors in this type of heat. Okay, now our topic tonight is on zinc, and we'll go to that topic. Zinc is a very important nutrient for us. It helps in a healthy prostate gland. Zinc helps to stimulate hair growth. Actually, it has a lot of very good properties. So, and zinc is a nutritional essential mineral needed for catalytic, structural, and regulatory functions in the human body. Severe zinc deficiencies is a rare genetic or acquired condition. Dietary zinc deficiencies, often called marginal zinc deficiency, is quite common in the developing world, affecting an estimated 2 billion people. The RDA for adults, men, is 11 milligrams per day, and for women, 8 milligrams of zinc per day, respectively. Zinc deficiency can cause impaired growth and development in children, pregnancy complications, and can cause immune dysfunction and increased susceptibility to infections. So zinc helps our immune system. Zinc supplementation has been studied as a possible treatment for the common cold. Also, zinc is recommended by ophthalmologists for the age-related macular degeneration, diabetes mellitus, and it's also recommended in HIV/AIDS. The zinc bioavailability is relatively high in meat, eggs, and seafood. Zinc is less bioavailable from whole grains and legumes due to the inhibitory effects on the phytic acid on absorption of the mineral. Long-term consumption of zinc in excess of the tolerable upper limit of 40 milligrams a day in adults can result in a copper deficiency. This happens, but zinc is an essential trace element for all forms of life. The significance of zinc in human nutrition and public health was recognized very early on. Clinical zinc deficiencies in humans was first described in 1961 when the consumption of diets with low zinc bioavailability due to high phytic acid contents was associated with adolescent nutritional dwarfism in the Middle East. Since then, zinc insufficiency has been recognized by a number of experts as an important public health issue, especially in developing countries. Now we come to the function of zinc. Numerous aspects of cellular metabolism are zinc dependent. Zinc plays an important role in the growth and development, the immune response, neurological function, and reproduction. On the cellular level, the function of zinc can be divided into 3 categories: the catalytic, the structural, and the regulatory. The catalytic role of zinc: over 300 different enzymes depend on zinc for their ability to catalyze vital chemical reactions. Zinc-dependent enzymes can be found in all known classes of enzymes. Now we come to the structural role. Zinc plays an important role in the structure of proteins and cell membranes. These finger-like structures, known as zinc finger motif, stabilize the structure of a number of proteins. For example, copper provides a catalytic activity for the antioxidant enzyme copper zinc superoxide dismutase, SOD, while zinc plays a critical structural role. The structure and function of cell membranes are also affected by zinc. Loss of zinc from biological membranes increases their susceptibility to oxidative damage and stress, and thus impairs their function. We have a regulatory role of zinc. This zinc finger proteins have been found to regulate gene expression by acting on the transcription factors binding to DNA and influencing the transcription of specific genes. Zinc also plays a role in cell signaling and has been found to influence hormones release and nerve impulse transmission. Zinc has been found to play a role in apoptosis, which is gene-directed cell death, a critical regulatory process with implications for growth and development, as well as a number of chronic diseases. The nutrient interactions with this compound, we'll talk about copper. Taking large quantities of zinc, 50 milligrams a day or more over a period of weeks, can interfere with copper bioavailability, creating a deficiency. The high intake of zinc induces the intestinal synthesis of a copper-binding protein called methionine, and this traps copper within the intestinal cells and prevents the systemic absorption. More typical intakes of zinc do not affect copper absorption, and high copper intakes do not affect zinc absorption, actually. Regarding iron, the supplementation of 38 to 65 milligrams of elemental iron, but not dietary levels of iron, may decrease zinc absorption. This interaction is of concern, and the management of the iron supplementation during pregnancy and lactation, and has led some experts to recommend zinc supplementation for the pregnant and lactating women taking more than 60 milligrams of elemental iron. Also regarding the compound calcium, the mineral calcium, high levels of dietary calcium impair zinc absorption in animals, but it is uncertain whether this occurs in humans. One study shows that increasing the calcium intake of postmenopausal women by 890 milligrams a day in the form of milk or calcium phosphate reduces zinc absorption and zinc balance in the postmenopausal women. However, other studies found that increasing the calcium intake of an adolescent girl by 1,000 milligrams per day in the form of calcium citrate did not affect zinc absorption or balance. Calcium in combination with the phytic acid or the phytate might affect zinc absorption, which would be particularly relative to individuals who very frequently consume tortillas made with lime. A study of 10 healthy women aging from 21 to 47 years found that high intake of dietary calcium, 1,800 milligrams a day, did not further impair zinc absorption of a high phytate diet. For more information on this, see the food sources, which we list: folic acid. Now, the bioavailability of dietary folic acid is increased by the action of zinc-dependent enzymes, suggesting a possible interaction between zinc and folic acid. In the past, some studies found a low zinc intake decreased folate absorption, while other studies found folic acid supplementation impaired zinc utilization in individuals with marginal zinc status. However, a more recent study reported that supplementation with relatively high doses of folic acid for 25 days did not alter zinc status in a group of students being fed low zinc diets. Level of zinc intake did not impair folate utilization in this study. Regarding vitamin A, zinc and vitamin A interact in several ways. Zinc is a compound of retinol-binding protein, a protein necessary for transporting vitamin A in the blood. Zinc is also required for the enzyme that converts retinol, vitamin A, to retinol. The later form of vitamin A is necessary for the synthesis of rhodopsin, This is a protein in the eye that absorbs light and thus involved in dark adaptation. Zinc deficiency is associated with decreased release of vitamin A from the liver, which may contribute to symptoms of night blindness that are seen in individuals with zinc deficiency. You know, we talk about severe zinc deficiency. Much of what is known about severe zinc deficiency was derived from a study of individuals born with acromatitis, a genetic disorder resulting from the impaired uptake and transport of zinc. The symptoms of severe zinc deficiency include the slowing or cessation of growth and development, delayed sexual maturation, characteristic skin rashes, chronic and severe diarrhea, immune system deficiencies, impaired wound healing, diminished appetite, impaired taste sensation, night blindness, as we mentioned, swelling and clouding of the corneas, and behavioral disturbances. You know, before the cause of the acrodermatitis was known, patients typically died in infancy. Oral zinc deficiency, when therapy is used, results in a complete remission of these symptoms, though it must be maintained indefinitely in individuals with a genetic disorder. Though dietary zinc deficiency is unlikely to cause severe zinc deficiency in individuals without a genetic disorder, zinc malabsorption or conditions of increased zinc loss, such as severe burns or prolonged diarrhea, may result in severe zinc deficiency. So if you've had diarrhea for 2 or 3 weeks, you might want to, in addition to adding more potassium to your diet, because we do lose a great deal of potassium with diarrhea and many important electrolytes. People should hydrate. They should hydrate with water. They should also take in these Pedialyte. They can also use the Gatorade type drinks as well. This will also remedy this as well. But also add zinc to their diet. They should add zinc because they lose a lot, you know, in a chronic diarrhea type situation, in addition to potassium as well. You know, severe zinc deficiencies has also been reported in individuals undergoing a total parenteral nutrition. This is IV nutrition, by the way, without zinc, in those who abuse alcohol and those who are taking certain medications like the penicillins. You know, marginal zinc deficiency. You know, it's now recognized that a milder zinc deficiency contributes to a number of health problems, especially common in children who live in developing countries. You know, an estimated 2 billion people worldwide are affected by dietary zinc deficiencies. A lack of a sensitive and specific indicator of marginal zinc deficiency hinders the scientific study of its health implications. However, controlled trials of moderate zinc supplementation have demonstrated that marginal zinc deficiency contributes to impaired physical, neuropsychological development, and also an increased susceptibility to life-threatening infections in young children. In fact, zinc deficiencies has been estimated to cause more than 450,000 deaths in children under the age of 5 yearly. This comprises 4.4% of global childhood death, and this is serious. For more detailed discussion of this relationship, you know, you can go to the disease prevention of how zinc helps to decrease and prevent various diseases. Individuals at risk for zinc deficiency: premature and low birth weight infants, older breastfed infants and toddlers with inadequate intake of zinc, rich complementary foods, children and adolescents, pregnant and lactating women, especially adolescent patients receiving total parenteral nutrition. This is intravenous feeding. Malnourished individuals, those with protein energy malnutrition and anorexia nervosa, individuals with severe or persistent diarrhea, individuals with malabsorption syndromes, including celiac disease, short bowel syndrome, individuals with inflammatory bowel disease, including Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis. You know, as I just mentioned here, in many of these inflammatory bowel conditions, you know, there is a zinc deficiency involved in that. Alcoholics and those with alcoholic liver disease who have increased urinary zinc excretion and lower liver zinc levels also have deficiencies. Individuals with chronic renal disease, with sickle cell anemia, individuals who use medications that decrease intestinal zinc absorption, increase zinc excretion, all of these produce a zinc deficiencies. And we talk about the vegetarians, usually a very good healthy diet, but strict vegetarians, they require the dietary supplements of zinc as much as 50% or greater for strict vegetarians whose major food staples are grains and legumes, because high levels of phytic acid in these foods will reduce the zinc absorption by the intestines. The biomarkers for zinc status, currently there's not a sensitive and specific biomarker to detect zinc deficiency in humans. Low plasma or serum zinc levels are typically used as a biomarker of zinc status in populations and intervention studies, but the measuring plasma of zinc status has a number of limitations, including lack of sensitivity to detect marginal zinc deficiency, depression in response to inflammation, and diurnal variation. Now we come into the RDA, dietary recommendation of allowance. The U.S. recommends a dietary allowance for zinc. It's listed in gender by age group, and infants and children, adolescents, and pregnant and lactating women are at increased risk for zinc deficiency. Note, you know, since sensitive indicators of zinc nutritional status is not readily available, the RDA for zinc is based on a number of different indicators for zinc nutritional status and represents the daily intake likely to prevent deficiencies in nearly all individuals with specific age and gender groups. Now we come to the recommended allowance. Late stage older males and females, infants is between 0 to 6 months, infants between 7 to 12 months, 33 milligrams, 1 to 3 years, 33 milligrams a day, children 4 to 8, 55 milligrams, adolescents 14 to 18 years of age, 11 milligrams, adults 19 and older, 18, and breastfeeding 18 years and younger, 13 milligrams a day. These vary, as you can see, from age, based on gender, and based on various conditions. The prevention of diseases or conditions related to zinc deficiencies, there are a few. I'll mention them here. Growth retardation can occur as a result of zinc deficiency. Significant delays in linear growth and weight gain, known as growth retardation or failure to thrive in the literature, and common features of mild zinc deficiency in children. In the 1970s and 1980s, there were several randomized placebo-controlled studies of zinc supplementation in young children with a significant growth delays were conducted in Denver, Colorado. Modest zinc supplementation, 5.7 milligrams a day, resulted in increased growth rates compared to placebo. More recently, a number of large studies in developing countries observed similar results with modest zinc supplementation. A meta-analysis study of growth data from zinc intervention trials has confirmed a widespread concurrence of growth-limiting zinc deficiencies in young children, especially in the developing countries. Although the exact mechanism of this growth-limiting effects of zinc deficiency are not known, research indicates that zinc availability affects cell signaling systems that coordinate the response to the growth-regulating hormone, insulin-like growth factor, IGF-1. There's a noted delayed neurological and behavioral development in young children. low maternal zinc nutritional status has been associated with diminished attention in newborn infants and poor motor functions at 6 months of age. Maternal zinc supplementation has been associated with an improved motor development in very low birth weight infants, more vigorous activity in Indian infants and toddlers, and more functional activity in Guatemalan infants and toddlers. Additionally, zinc supplementation in children was associated with a better neuropsychological functioning, such as attention, in the Chinese first grade students, but this was observed only when zinc was provided with other micronutrients. The two other studies failed to find an association between zinc supplementation and the measures of attention in children diagnosed with growth retardation. Although some initial studies suggest that zinc deficiency may depress cognitive development in young children, a 2012 Cochrane review of 13 clinical trials of zinc supplementation in infants and children found there's no evidence that zinc supplementation improves mental or motor development. You know, we can get impaired immune function with a zinc deficiency, and adequate zinc intake is essential in maintaining the integrity of our immune system, specifically for normal development and function of cells that mediate both innate neutrophils, the macrophages, the natural killer cells, the adaptive B cells, and the T cells, the immune response. Zinc plays a structural role in the antioxidant enzymes. Zinc deficiency adversely affects a number of immune functions. These result in a decreased production of certain cytokines, reduced activation of zinc-dependent enzymes and transcription factors, and also decreases activity of thymine, a zinc-dependent thymic hormone important for T cell function, which is those cells that attack foreign antibodies that enter the body, bacteria and viruses. Consequently, zinc deficiency in individuals are known to experience increased susceptibility to just a whole array of infectious agents, being immune compromised by lack of zinc. The increased susceptibility to infectious disease in children is also seen. Such conditions like diarrhea, it's estimated that diarrheal diseases results in the death of over 1.8 million children under 5 years of age in developing countries annually. This adverse effect of zinc deficiency on immune system function are likely to increase the susceptibility of these children to infectious diarrhea, and persistent diarrhea contributes to zinc deficiency and malnutrition. Research indicates that zinc deficiency may also potentiate the effects of toxins produced by diarrhea-causing bacteria like E. coli, for instance. You know, zinc supplementation in combination with oral rehydration therapy has been shown to significantly reduce the duration and severity of acute and persistent childhood diarrhea and to increase survival in a number of randomized controlled trials. You know, I want to say that, you know, zinc is a very important compound, element. We need zinc in our diet. Do supplement zinc if you're not getting enough in your diet. You know, I hope you've enjoyed this program on zinc. You've gotten a little bit more information how important the element zinc is, this mineral that we should take in our diet on a daily basis in the adequate amounts. I'm Dr. Rick Duplantis. I want to thank you for watching our show this evening, and want to wish you a very pleasant good evening. God bless you.